What was your favorite toy and why?
My favorite toy was probably my bicycle.
Your bicycle.
We got new bicycles, and I remember mine had like that flat part on the back. It's called a book rack or something. Anyhow, we saw Mommy and Herbert coming over one day, and we rode our bikes down the alley to meet them. And Herbert, we wanted to show him our bicycles, and Herbert, he just straddled mine, you know, like he was going to ride it, you know. And lo and behold, I took off with him, and I didn't stop until we got home. He was screaming like crazy.
That's funny.
That's the thing I remember about my bike.
Okay, did you have chores growing up? If so, what were they, and what was your least favorite?
My chores, well, we only lived in 2 rooms, so there wasn't too much to do, but when my dad did work, my job was to make sure that he had lunch when he come home. And one day, I had to go to the grocery, and I went to the grocery and I got his lunch and I set it on a chair beside the table. And then the lady next door, she asked me if I would go with her daughter over on an errand, so I went with her. And my dad came home while I was gone, and he didn't see the bag. And so he got really mad, and he found out where I was, and he went over there and he whipped me every step of the way. And that's the only whipping I ever remember getting, and I didn't deserve it. And he really apologized later.
Because he found it later, the lunch.
So I really didn't have too many chores. I remember doing dishes and things like that, but we had to heat our water because we only had cold water.
So you just boil it? You would boil?
We'd have to heat it to do our washing and wash dishes and take baths.
Okay, what school activities and sports did you participate in?
I didn't.
You didn't do anything at school?
I was in Girl Scouts, and I didn't do any sports. And I was in not 4-H, what is it?
FFA?
No, it was kind of like a business. They'd operate as a business, and then you would sell stock. And I can't even remember what the name of it was. I was in that for 3 or 4 years.
FBLA? That's the business club here, I don't know.
What was it? I'll think of it later. But I can't think of it now. But it was kind of sponsored by the school, but we would meet at different places, you know, and we'd run it just like a business. And then at the end of the year, we'd settle up with our stockholders and whether we made a profit or.
Wow, that's interesting.
Not. So it was kind of fun.
Yeah. Do you remember any fads from your youth? Hairstyles, clothes, popular hairstyles or clothing?
Fads were the bobby soxers and the penny loafers and the.
What are bobby sockers?
Bobby socks is like the anklets now. They call them anklets or whatever.
Okay.
And they come way up and then you roll them down. And
okay.
Your pants would be up above your socks. You'd roll them up above your socks.
Okay.
And the poodle skirts, of course.
Yes.
And the crinolines, we used to have lots of slips under our skirts and things to make them stand out.
Oh, okay. What about hairstyles? Do you remember any popular hairstyles?
I don't know. I always wore my hair kind of straight, long, straight. So.
Okay. What were your favorite songs and music growing up?
You should have gave me a little head start on this stuff. Oh, favorite songs. Can we come back to that?
Yeah, we can come back to that one, sure. Okay, did you have any pets?
We did have a couple dogs, but I can't remember. when we moved over where my grandmother was, she had 2 dogs, King and Mike. One was a white German Shepherd, and the other was a black poodle. King, his favorite thing in the winter was you'd let him out to go, bathroom, and he'd lay down in the snow so you couldn't see him until you would go out the door, and then he would run to the door.
That's funny.
It was funny. He was a nice dog, but he didn't like Reed when he wore a hat.
Oh, no?
Mm-mm. I took him out a couple times.
It's funny. Okay, how is the world today different from what it was like when you were a child?
When we were a child, we could play out in the streets or any place until midnight or later, and never have to worry about somebody coming and taking off with us or stuff like that. And you didn't. It was a lot better place to live. It didn't have to worry about all the predators, and I'm sure they were there.
Yeah.
But you didn't have all the television. We listened to radio stories and things like that. And just like when we would go and wait for my mom, there's no way you could do that now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And but she must have known there was a little scary because she carried a switchblade in her purse.
Oh, really?
About that long. And I didn't know that for a long time, but she did. She carried that because she would walk home.
Mm-hmm.
Like
late at night.
12 o'clock at night.
Yeah. Were the streets lit very well at all, or?
Pretty much. There was one dark area between First Avenue and where we lived, and it was kind of spooky down that way.
Mm-hmm.
I remember after I started working, this guy tried to follow me home one night, and I knew this one house really well, and because I would always stop and talk to him as I walked by, and he pulled over, and I ran up to the door and I started hollering, "Mom, let me in! Mom, let me in!" And so he took off. So that was the only time I ever had any problem, but I was pretty scared that night.
Yeah, I bet.
But nowadays, you don't hardly dare let your kids even walk from here to the corner.
Mm-hmm.
So, a lot of difference.
What world events had the most impact on you while you were growing up? And did any of them personally affect your family?
Well, World War II was going on when I was born.
Mm-hmm.
I guess. I think it was, World War II. So, my dad never did have to go in the service, but we had rations, and you could only buy so much, a month.
Mm-hmm.
And when your stamps ran out, then you couldn't buy any more, like sugar and flour and stuff like that. So it was kind of tight back then,
Mm-hmm.
We always had food to eat and everything, but we never did have a lot. But
Yeah.
we thought we never knew we were poor.
Yeah.
But we thought we were okay.
Good job by the parents, right? Okay, how were holidays celebrated in your family? Did your family have any special traditions?
Yes, my dad was a big holiday person. He loved holidays, Christmas especially. And like I told you, we lived in 2 rooms.
Mm-hmm.
And on Christmas Eve, every year he would say, "Now I bet if you girls go in the bathroom and look out that window, you'll see Santa Claus." He'd say, "I bet it's just about time for him to get here." So we'd go in there and we'd just look and look and look, and all of a sudden Dad would come to the door and he'd say, "Come on, girls, he's already been here. You missed him." And we were so upset because we thought sure we would catch him. But he did that just about every year. You'd think we'd catch on, but he loved holidays. My dad's parents died when he was young, so family was very important to him, and he loved his family.
That's cool. Okay. Have any recipes been passed down to you from family members?
Probably the chicken and dumplings.
Chicken and dumplings, which I've had. They're
And
good.
bread. I used to fry chicken a lot, but I don't do that much anymore.
No.
But things like that, I remember having fried chicken just about every Sunday, or either chicken and dumplings. So.
Is that like an area thing back there?
It's kind of a southern thing.
Yeah.
Mm.
My mom, that's her meal, my mom's meal.
Yeah.
Fried chicken.
Yeah, she makes good fried chicken.
Yeah. Okay. What memory stands out the most from your wedding day?
Well, I had 2 wedding days, We got married in Indiana. And the thing that stands out most is my dad forgot to put on his shoes. He wore his house slippers.
Mm.
We got married by Justice of the Peace over in Indiana. And then on the 10th of June, and then the 19th of June, we were sealed in the temple out here. But that's what stands out the most. I was scared to death, other than that.
Okay, how would you describe your spouse, and what do you admire about them?
My spouse is the most kind-hearted person that ever lived. He's a good provider. He's always provided for us. He's always instilled work in his children, taught them how to work. I couldn't have picked anybody any better. He hardly ever raised his voice, and just a good guy all around.
Dreams that you dream of, dreams really do come true. Ooh, someday you wish.
Okay, what was your proudest moment as a parent?
Probably when my children were born. I don't know. I've had a lot of those.
What are some that stand out?
Mm.
What are some that stand out? Just feeling proud as a parent.
Just feeling proud as a parent.
Mm-hmm.
Probably when my kids graduated, probably when they were baptized, when they went on their missions, when I've had lots of proud moments with my kids, and even more with my grandkids.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, someday I wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where trouble melts like a lemon drops, high above the chimney top. That's where you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow, way.
Okay, of all the things that you learned from your parents, which do you feel was the most valuable?
I think love for my family, because my dad, he instilled that in my sister and me both, that family was very important, and that we should always show love to our kids, and so I think that's the trait that I cherish most, is the love that he taught us to have.